Welcome to the 5 at 6:30. Great to be with you. At the top of the hour, we heard from Governor Wes Moore about the grueling task of recovering bodies from the river 1 day after the Key Bridge collapse. The conditions are complex and challenging for those divers.
And the major development announced at that news conference moments ago is that 2 people were recovered today, found inside of a pickup truck under the water in that mangled debris. What we know right now is that Governor Wes Moore says that the efforts moving forward are daunting, but Maryland's resolve is unshaken.
Our David Kaplan is live upriver, closer to downtown Baltimore, where he spoke with an area diver versed in how these operations typically go. David, we know this is really dangerous work.
Yeah, it really is. I had 2 conversations with divers today who sort of gave me some insights about the work that these divers in the water, in the Patapsco River behind me, were doing earlier today. We just heard from Maryland State Police the extent of that danger. He essentially said during this news conference that just wrapped up that divers did locate the 2 bodies inside of a red pickup truck, but that operations for the time being have moved to salvage instead of recovery, given the dangerous conditions there. He specifically said that it is state police's belief that these other vehicles and the victims may be encased in concrete, and that it was simply too dangerous for divers, to go inside and explore further. So all of that, I tell you, just to highlight the danger that was out there for these divers. In advance of this announcement, again, I spoke with a diver who has experience with these types of operations but isn't directly involved with this one. There's a long list of challenges that make this especially dangerous. I talked about the bridge debris that crews had to navigate. That debris could have also potentially been moving too. Strong currents that could have moved parts of the bridge, to say nothing of other debris that could be in the water naturally. Matt Skagobo tells me that these types of operations typically utilize communication system between boats on the water, divers below. They use sonar, they evaluate, they try and keep everybody safe. Again, he is not directly involved, but knows people who are. He sort of talked about the emotional part, the emotional side of what these divers are doing.
Where we might see something very stressful and very dangerous, to them is, something they're honored and happy to be doing, and they want to be doing to serve this community. And that's, it is a challenge. There are threats that they have worked very hard to train, to mitigate, and to deal with. And this is what they want to be doing, is to be here for the community and be in that water doing what they're doing right now to bring these people home to their families.
So yesterday, after the collapse, it was rescue work. Today, it is recovery work. And now we have learned it will officially start as salvage work. I'm told that in and of itself, getting the debris from the bridge cleared from the channel, will be dangerous work in and of itself. And as of now, no timeline on how long that'll take.